Hello, my dear language student. Today we're gonna test your English. Whether you're planning to study abroad or just in general moving to a new country, this test will help you understand your current level. Of course, if you want to assess your English level abilities, you need to test your listening, speaking, writing, reading, but we are watching a YouTube video, so we can't really do it. Before we actually start, let me explain some rules. We're gonna have 40 questions, and we've divided the test into 4 parts based on 4 different levels. We're gonna have beginner/elementary, intermediate, upper intermediate, and advanced. Now, each section has 10 questions. You complete each section, and for each section, you count the number of mistakes that you made. And when you notice that in a certain section, you make more than 3 mistakes, your level is probably a bit lower. So for example, if you make 4 mistakes in the advanced section, that means your level is probably B2. Which is upper intermediate. Let's start. Let's see. I am excited. So I'm going to read the question. I'm going to give you the answers, and we're going to determine which answer is correct. Are you ready? I am ready. I am excited. I love tests. I've been learning English for... Okay, I'm 33. I moved to the US when I was 25. But I started learning English back in Russia when I was 4. It's a never-ending process, the amount of tests that I've taken. Oh my God, let's start. Okay, her favorite TV show on Thursday nights. Watches, is watching, watch. I'm gonna give a couple seconds to select your answer. And the answer is number 1. Woo! Watches. Present simple. Basic, right? Number 2. Did you go on vacation? I was in Mexico. What, where, or why is missing here? And the correct answer is where? Where did you go on vacation? Okay. Number 3. I prefer tea, coffee. And we have 3 options here. Then, to, from. You generally prefer something to something. I prefer tea to coffee, so number 2 is correct. I prefer Netflix. I prefer YouTube to Netflix. I've also heard Americans say I prefer tea over coffee. Well, we don't have this option here, so I prefer tea to coffee, which is the most standard version. She always eats a healthy, hungry, cloudy breakfast to start her day. This is basically a vocabulary question, and healthy is the correct answer here. How are we doing? Number 5. I enjoy to music while I'm cooking. Listen, listens, listening. Which one's correct? And the correct one is listening. I enjoy listening to music while I'm cooking. Now here, 2 words are missing. Can you me the way to the... Can you say me the way to the restaurant? Can you speak me the way to the magazine? No. Can you tell me the way to the theater? Now that sounds right. Which sentence is grammatically correct? I am going to the gym at 6 p.m. We're having a party on Saturday. Both are correct, right? So number 3, both are correct. Now, do you remember that English is not just about tests? English is also about understanding what other people say. So I'm going to read you a short text and I'm going to ask you questions. You may take notes while listening. Totally acceptable. I've taken so many English language tests and most of them allow you to take notes during the listening section. For example, TOEFL is a great example of such test. John went to the supermarket to buy some groceries. Groceries is a funny word. My American friends mock me sometimes saying groceries because they say groceries. Up to you. Okay, anyways, John went to the supermarket to buy some groceries. I prefer groceries to groceries. He realized that he had lost his wallet when he was about to pay. He searched everywhere, but he couldn't find it. Feeling sad, he was about to leave when a young lady came up to him and asked if he was looking for a wallet. She had found it lying on the floor and was trying to find its owner. John thanked her and offered to pay her, but she didn't take any money, saying that she was just happy to help. Happened to me so many times here in the US when people were just happy to help. John left the supermarket feeling grateful for the kind stranger. Oh, another funny word here. It's not really funny, but it's just a cool word. Supermarket in American, supermarket in British. Just so completely different. If you're interested in different accents and languages, subscribe to this channel because I love this topic. Because when I was a kid, I used to learn British. Now I try to sound more American. So, okay, what did John want to buy? Do you remember? Did you take notes? Clothes, food, or plants? Grocery shopping means shopping for food, for your groceries. So food is correct here. Why couldn't he pay for the groceries at first? Because he had lost his wallet, because he forgot cash, because a young lady was lying on the floor and John decided to help her. All right. Number 1, right? Because he had lost his wallet. Did the young lady agree to take money from John? Yes? No? This information was not given in the story. Number 2 is correct. She did not agree to take money from John. I hope you guys are enjoying this English language test. A quick reminder that English opens a lot of doors for you, and one of the doors is working in English. The sponsor of today's video is a company called Saidio. They are a premier tech company that can help you become an IT specialist with no IT background in less than a year. What's exciting about Saidio is that they transform people from professions we don't typically associate with IT, like bartenders, Uber drivers, or factory workers, into competent IT professionals. Many IT jobs remain remote, meaning you can study from home and then work from home. This flexibility and high earning potential, some IT careers that pay 6 figures a year do not require a bachelor's degree, make an IT career even more appealing. Saidio offers programs in Java development, SDET, cybersecurity, and Salesforce. Their training approach combines detailed training videos, live review sessions, and on-demand assistance from mentors. Plus, you get hands-on experience working on real-world projects. All you need is intermediate English, how's your test going, and a great desire to change your life. After graduating, you will continue receiving support with upskilling support, learning new languages, and of course, a great community of like-minded professionals. Their market support team also aids you with interview prep, resume building, and creating a professional LinkedIn profile to attract recruiters and employers. Scidio is hosting a live Java SDET session to help you get more information about their program and make the right decision and see whether that's for you. If you choose to embark on this program, there is no pressure. They offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so it's completely risk-free to try it out. Use my link in the description to register for the free info session, and if you decide to proceed with the course, you will get $500 off. This could be your first step towards the life of your dream. And now, back to the test. And we just wrapped up our A1, A2 questions, beginner elementary level, and we're moving on to B1, intermediate. She said that she to the concert the previous night. Okay, reported speech. This is becoming interesting. She said she went. No. Because past simple, we need to go like the way I explain it to myself. When we are reporting a sentence that talked about something in the past, we need to go even further in the past. So what is further in the past than past simple? Past perfect, right? So here we have went, had gone, past perfect, has gone. Number 2 is correct. Right? She went to the concert the previous night, so this happened in the past. And our reported speech starts with she said that she, which means that we need to use the past perfect. Okay? The student has finished the presentation for his final project. Okay, present perfect. And the student has already finished the presentation. The student has just finished the presentation. Both are correct. Both are correct. Because we can say both, right? Each word has a slightly different meaning, but because there are no additional details in the sentence, both words work. I've only been abroad twice. If I more money, to more countries. If I have more money, I will travel. If I had more money, I would travel. If I had more money, I will travel to more countries. Now, because we have the first sentence, which gives us information about the past, the second sentence, we kind of link them together and we understand that the second sentence is also about the past, and it's actually about regrets in the past, which means that in the condition clause that starts with if I had more money, and then the resulting clause would plus infinitive. So if I had more money, I would travel is correct here. How are you doing? The dog chased the cat. The cat was chased by the dog, has chased by the dog, has been chased by the dog. Passive voice. The cat was chased by the dog. In the active sentence, the dog chased the cat. The dog is active here. I'm trying to simplify this for you. We are using the past simple. So for the passive voice, we will also use past simple, and hence option number 1. 5. Which sentence is grammatically correct? When I was a child, my dad would take me to the park to fly kites on windy days. When I was a child, my dad used to take me to the park to fly kites on windy days. Repeated actions in the past, both would and used to are correct, so number 3 is correct. Think of a word that is suitable for both sentences. I'm graduating in June and I hope to find a job by the beginning of The company saw a in profits due to increased competition in the market, resulting in a significant financial loss. Wow. This is interesting. What do you think? So the right answer is fall. Fall is the American version for autumn, and a fall also means decline, decrease in size, rate. So the right answer is fall. Did you get it? Complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence using the word given. Do not change this word. You must use between 2 and 5 words, including the word given. And the word is of, and the sentence is, I like you. So will be your answer. I am fond of you. This sentence has a similar meaning to I like you. Okay, my favorite listening part. I'm going to read a text and we'll have some questions after it. Julie had always been fascinated by the abandoned house on her street. She had heard rumors that it was haunted and filled with spirits, but she didn't believe them. One day, she decided to explore the house on her own. As she walked through the dusty, cobweb-filled rooms, she suddenly heard a noise coming from the basement. Curiosity getting the better of her, she slowly descended the creaky stairs. To her surprise, she found a group of teenagers practicing with their band in the dimly lit basement. Julie realized that the rumors of the haunted house were just a cover-up for the secret hideout of these teenagers. From that day on, she regularly attended their jam sessions. Okay, there were rumors that the house was filled with ghosts. A terrible murder was committed in the house. The house was magical. And the answer is the house was filled with ghosts, right? And the corresponding sentence in the text will be the house was haunted and filled with spirits, meaning ghosts were living there. Who started the rumors about the haunted house? The neighbors across the street. The teenagers in the band. This information was not given in the story. And the right answer is number 2. The teenagers in the band. Why? Because they wanted to practice, right? So they wanted to practice without being disturbed. So they started those rumors. Has Julie ever returned to the haunted house? Yes, once. Yes, many times. No. And the answer is yes, many times, because the last sentence of the text says, from that day on, she regularly attended their jam sessions. Oh my God, this is getting too complicated. I'm out. At any stage when you decide to leave this test, please leave a comment with your current level based on this test or maybe some other tests that you've taken. Very important for me, for my team, or for our future videos. Comment if it's beginner elementary or intermediate or upper intermediate or advanced or you're a native speaker. Comment down below. I'm gonna read your comments when this video is live. Okay, that's it for B1. Are you ready for B2? Upper intermediate. By the time we get to the stadium, the game will have started, will start, would start. Now, we're getting into complicated tenses, and the right answer here is A, will have started. Why? Because we are describing an action that will be completed at a specific point in the future. And in this sentence, we have certain time in the future when we arrive at the stadium, and the game will be already in progress, which means that the game will have started already. Can you name the country is well known for the tango dance? whose, where, or which. And the correct answer is which. She, for 2 hours before she finally found the book she was looking for, had been searching, has been searching, or has searched. Now here we have past perfect continuous tense because it's a continuous action and it happened before she found the book. So we have had been searching here. Which sentence is grammatically correct? If James were taller, he would play basketball professionally. Not for a moment I did imagine that my life would take such a turn. Now, number one is definitely correct. We use were in the second conditional, even with he, she, it, and I. In the second sentence, the word order is incorrect, so it's not correct. The correct would be not for a moment did I imagine. So A is correct. Complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence using the word given. Do not change the word given. You must use between 2 and 5 words, including the word given. Okay, we know this task, right? Only when we lose something do we start to appreciate it. Now, we have to use the word took. Only when we lose something do we realize how much we took it for granted, right? Think of one word that is suitable for all 3 sentences. The word should not be changed in any way. Oh, I love this one. From her skills and experience, her positive attitude was a major factor in getting the job. The meeting room was cluttered with papers, so she pushed them to create some space for her notes. We need to put some money for unexpected expenses. And the word is, ta-da, aside. Did you get it? Are you counting your mistakes or not? We are moving towards the end of this section. We have 4 more questions left and then it's C1 and then that's it. Think of one word that is suitable for all 3 sentences. The word should not be changed in any way. The military was heavily guarded to prevent unauthorized entry. As a historian, I always like to my research on primary sources to ensure the accuracy of my findings. To make this recipe, you need to start with a flour, sugar, eggs. And the word that works for all of these sentences is base. Okay, listening. I'm going to read a text and we're going to answer some questions. I had always dreamed of exploring the Amazon rainforest, so when I finally got the chance to go on a guided tour, I impulsively jumped at it. The trip was grueling and the heat and humidity made it hard to breathe, but it was so worth it to see the stunning variety of wildlife and vegetation. One afternoon, we stopped to rest by a river, and I went for a quick swim to cool off. As I waded back to shore, I felt something brush against my leg. Suddenly, a massive black crocodile lunged out of the water, its jaws gaping wide. I froze, but the guide's quick thinking saved my life. I'll never forget the moment of terror and gratitude. Did it take long for the protagonist to decide to join the store? I impulsively jumped at it. Yes, they thought about going on a tour for their whole life. No, they quickly made the decision to go on this tour. This information was not given in the story. The second is correct. They quickly made the decision to go on this tour. The trip was physically difficult and unimpressive, tiring but amazing, effortless and worth it. Now, tiring and amazing, this is correct. What happened to the protagonist? They were about to be attacked by a crocodile. They were bitten by a crocodile. They saw a crocodile while swimming in the river. Number 1 is correct. They were about to be attacked by a crocodile. Okay, guys, the last section of this test, C1. If you only made 3 or 4 mistakes so far, you're doing really well. And we're gonna test whether you are C1. I'm excited. My favorite part. Which of the following sentences is grammatically correct? If you will follow me, I will show you to your seats. I'll usually go for a short walk before going to bed. You know what? Both are correct. 1 and 2. That was not too hard, right? Okay, the next question. If you were described as civilized, what would the meaning be? You are a natural leader. You're well-mannered. You have a desire for power. Well-mannered. Rephrase the sentence, but do not change the meaning. Customers thought that the company had charged too high a price for their product. The company, too high a price for their product. Now here we say the company was thought to have charged. It's a bit complicated, not your everyday English. This is an example of passive with reporting verbs, which is C1, C2. Complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence using the word given. Do not change the word, yada yada, we know this. I'll do everything in my power to persuade her to revisit the project strategy. To persuade her to revisit the project strategy. Go to extreme lengths. Go to any lengths. I would say I'll go to extreme lengths to persuade her to revisit the project strategy. I'll do everything. The same type of question. We're moving towards the end. I'm excited to see your results. I am willing to assume that my colleagues' decisions were based on sound judgment and not on personal bias. We need to use the word benefit. I am willing to give my colleague, one of my favorite expressions, and assume that their decisions were based on sound judgment and not on personal bias. The benefit of the doubt means to believe something good about someone. Think of a word that is suitable for all 3 sentences. The global demand for renewable energy is on the, as countries shift towards more sustainable practices to combat climate change. The celebrities' hateful comments gave to widespread anger and disbelief. Despite facing numerous obstacles, the young entrepreneur's company is on the, with revenue steadily increasing each quarter. Now the word is rise, right? Same thing. The sudden increase in interest rates caused the housing market to. Many aspiring writers talk about writing a novel, but if you actually take and start putting words on the page, the plane experienced engine failure and began towards the ground. And the word is plunge. If you got this right, congratulations, because the Cambridge Dictionary states the second and the third meaning of the word plunge as a C1 level of English, which is pretty amazing. So we have 3 more questions and then we're done. Oh my God, advanced vocabulary. Like my honest desire, my honest wish, I really want to sound like this text sometimes, but I can't. Because, you know, I admire people with beautiful, beautiful English. And I've met certain professors at Stanford, and I've met certain investors, mostly older people, who have this beautiful, beautiful language with all of these C2 words. I'm going to read a text. The aged gentleman rested on the bank of the meandering river. For many years, he had visited this spot to seek solace and tranquility and ruminate upon life's deeper questions. Today, however, he felt a strange uneasiness in his heart. He shut his eyes, attempting to quell the nagging feeling. Yet it persisted, with an unrelenting force. Suddenly, a gust of wind jostled the leaves, and the senior's eyes flickered open. He witnessed a solitary leaf drifting downstream, carried away by the current. It served as a poignant reminder of the transience of life, and the elderly man realized that he had dwelled too long on the past. Happens too often, right? With newfound determination, he rose from his seat, prepared to embrace the unknown terrain that lay ahead. What did the elderly man seek when visiting this place? Comfort and serenity, empowerment and peacefulness, loneliness and agitation. Basically, comfort and serenity will be the correct answer here. The floating leaf reminded the elderly man of the mightiness of nature, the fact that life is ephemeral, is past. It reminded him that the fact that the life is temporary, right? The second is correct. Ephemeral, right? The old man stood up, ready to contemplate life, forget about the past mistakes, face the future. Face the future is correct. Okay. That started as a very easy task, and we ended on a very advanced note here. Thank you guys so much for taking this test with me. Thank you so much for commenting on this video with your current level. If this is your first video that you're watching on this channel, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching it to the very end, and I will see you soon in my next videos. Enjoy your summer!